What's up? Welcome back to Dark Souls 3. I'm as excited as I've been in a long time to get into a video game, so let's do it. I mentioned a few connections back to Demon Souls and Dark Souls 1 in the first video, but there's a couple from Dark Souls 2 that I'd forgotten about. First off being the Shrine Handmaid here. It is clearly related to the retired Firekeepers at the beginning of Dark Souls 2, right before you go into the things betwixt. And then we also have the same exact giant tree thing that we used to go into the giant memories in Dark Souls 2 and relive those. So I'm very happy that they decided to adopt the ugly stepchild of Dark Souls 2 into the family, make some clear references to it right here at the beginning of the game. That makes me happy because I love that game. Now let's talk build. I've had a couple days to theory craft what I want to do in this playthrough. First of all, I want to add a little bit of a challenge, maybe try to recapture some of that intensity from the first playthrough. I know you can't do it fully, but I'm going to not use any Estus shards. I'm just going to stick with this 3, at least for the early part of the game. I may decide to change that, but it seems like a good way to make me strategize each encounter a little bit closer. And then, as far as build goes, I'm not really going to focus on any certain stat, but I have an arsenal that I've came up with that I want to gather over the first few areas of the game, just to make things interesting. I'll give you some little hints, so if you want to guess what I'm going to grab, you can do that. Right hand number 1, I want something quick, and I'm going to grab a quick hitting weapon that's reminiscent of a quick weapon from Bloodborne, and the weapon that is most memorable for me in my first playthrough of the game. In slot number 2, I want something a little heavier, beefier. I want a weapon that's killed me many times. Probably you too if you played this game. In what I consider the coolest boss arena ever. Number 3, I'll probably keep the Pyro Flame. Maybe I'll find something to switch that out for later. Moving on to the left hand. In the first slot, there's going to be 2 different items I want to get. Both are going to require some farming. One of them is going to be mostly for utility, but is also going to allow me to kill things very slowly if I choose to do so. The second one is going to be what Artorias would have used had he been gay. Number 2, I'm going to stick with a Sacred Chime probably because they're very useful for a couple different reasons. There's one specific one that I'll probably grab to replace this one with. And then number 3, I want the torch for now, but there's a couple shields that I'll probably put here eventually. One of which is going to require an early run into the DLC, and then one later that's my favorite shield in the series, but for no real particular reason. It's not that special. It's just my favorite shield, so yeah, I'm excited about building that loadout. But for now, enough talking, enough planning. I'm ready to get to the action. Let's get weaponed up here. In this early part, I'll probably just use whatever I find along the way. Switch it up some. Let's get to the high wall. Alright, in this room, I have a little miniature Lord Vessel and the Firelink Sword. What that means, I'm not sure. But then we have an epic intro into the view of Lothric Castle. And it really is epic because that right there is the boss arena for one of the last bosses of the game. Twin Princes, the last Lord of Cinder. That's the Grand Archives. Right at the top there is where you fight the 3 Ascended Winged Knights. Then you go across the bridge over to the Twin Princess room. Very cool. In that way, this first area is kind of like Boletaria from Demon Souls, because in Demon Souls you start in Boletaria, then you go through the rest of the game. Then you come back to Boletaria to finish things up. Highwall is kind of structured that same way. And as far as like intimidation factor, I love the atmosphere here at the high wall. I would give the intimidation factor, based on my memories of the first playthrough though, like I'm gonna have to give it like the same as the Cemetery Ash, like somewhere in that 8 area, because truthfully I played the Cemetery of Ash so much that I was pretty competent by the time I came here. Now I did probably wandered over there and got wrecked by the Pus of Man a few times, and then I know the Knights at the end, you know, it kicked my ass all over the place, but thinking about it right now, I feel pretty confident about it. So yeah, 8 on the first playthrough, be a 5.5 right now. I feel pretty good about it. And I'm going to try to be efficient. I know I'm usually slow. Slow and chill is kind of my thing, but I got to pick my spots. And since there's none of my loadout that's going to be here, I think it will be in my best interest to try to run through this area efficiently. These passive guys are just called hollows. All the ones who are aggressive are called hollow soldiers. There's lots of different variations, including these guys. Excellent Titanite Shard early. The lantern bearing ones that wake the other ones up, call them to action. Hoping I'll get some weapon drops early on. And look at that. Game's over. Got the best item in the game. I forgot to level up, didn't I? I sure did. We should probably do that. Okay, before I get too far away from the bonfire, I'm going to go level up and then we'll start right back here. Okay, I'm going to put 2 into strength so I can two-hand anything up to a 20 strength requirement. Take dex up to 12, that way I can use most of the early game weapons. Couple in endurance. 1 is all I have left, it'll go into health. I like it. Okay, I'll pick back up exactly where I was now. Okay, back where we were. And what I was going to say before I realized I had messed up was game's over now. We have the best weapon in all of the Souls franchise, in my opinion. The longsword is just, it's just too good, man. The moveset is too useful. It's too good. I actually very rarely use straight swords just because I do find them to be the best weapon class. But we'll use it for a second until we find something else. And I picked up the binoculars, which I definitely want on my hotbar. Love the binoculars. I do like the Dark Souls 2 ones better. They can go on your actual weapon slots. And I have a very specific way I lay these out. I want the Homeward Bones here. I like the Ember in the last slot. Ashen Estus first one, and then I usually keep buffs in the second one. And the raw gem, getting very lucky on drops early on here. I like it. Okay, I'm gonna put my my Healy to use here. And we'll make quick work of this area. Run up here, let the dragon do the work for us. Grab the club, go ahead and put it on. And might as well grab this ember as well. I think I'll leave the claymore there for now. You know what? I think I'm going to leave that Mimic alone. We'll come back later and have a little gambling session with him. I'll take this guy out quickly. I'm going to go ahead and S this up. You know what? Let's go for it. It did not go well. Oh. Sir, there is no reason why you needed to make me look like a fool right there. Okay, back for vengeance. And another shard. Okay, I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed about that guy killing me. Sometimes it just be like that. That was our first Lothric knight out there, and this is our first hollow assassin. Let's go ahead and catch this bonfire. Grab another shard around here. We could go level up right now with the drops that we've got, but not gonna do that. Let's continue on. That's bad news for me. It's very bad news for me. I'm not too ashamed to run. Can't remember, there's one or two ambushers up here. Yeah, we want this. I was trying to decide if I wanted to take this guy on, but for sure, since I have the pyro hand, absolutely. Get out of here. I'm going for it. And it's just more fun to be risky, you know? Already looked up and got a raw gem. Oh, gravity. I need no more trouble from you. I don't know if the fact that I've already died 3 times makes me more sad or more happy. Because I said I wanted to recapture some of that, you know, first playthrough vibe. And it looks like I'm gonna have plenty of trouble, so I don't know how much I'm gonna have to do to, you know, challenge myself here. The way it's going right now, it looks like there's gonna be plenty of deaths I'm gonna rack up. Almost just tallied up another one there. Okay. Another long sword. We can dual wield now. Little trivia question here. Who's on that statue? What is this statue of? We'll talk more about it when we get down low. I did hunter charms, and those are going to come in very important in a second. Those are going to be my tokens to go gambling at the mimic chest. Maybe my luck will continue being pretty great here in the early game. I hate these guys. I find these spear knights to be the toughest of all the knights. That was strange. So good at taking away my backstab. There we go. Yeah, I'm liking the feeling I have of not being supremely confident in any encounter. That's what I was hoping for, and it's coming way more naturally than I anticipated it would, so I'm not complaining at all. That is a wild R2 there. Broadsword. What do we have? We got 2 long swords. My dex is not high enough for the Uchi, right? Yep. We'll rock the broadsword for a second. Actually, I'm not even going to go over there for the green blossoms and the Astora sword, I don't think. We'll just go on down to the room that gave me fits on my first playthrough. And we'll get everybody's first big boy shield, unless you started as the knight class. It's your first 100% fizz shield. But I think I'll refrain. We'll see if we can miss the oh, miss the barrels, but a direct hit from that far away on a free aim is something that makes me happy. Did I pick up any throwing knives yet? Because that's not what I meant to do. Throwing knives are something that I usually keep on my second slot. I'm a big fan of throwing knives, especially in this game. There we go. Too easy. Got my saw key. Okay. That went nicely. I think I'll complete the loop now. Let's see, where's my... Go ahead and get one of these in. This is a pretty sneaky trap right here to make you focus on the wing knight out here. And you're probably going to try to pull him over or, you know, attempt to do damage from up top. I think that's what I did. And then finally drop down. And then as soon as you drop down, this little bastard down here is just waiting on you to ambush you. It is an underrated trap. Let's see, can I wield that? Haven't used the rapier much in this game. In DS2, it is amazing, but in this game, I really don't know. And I'm a little scared right now, to be completely honest. Wow. If I make it out of this. Okay, gotta get the gotta get the last hit as melee. I couldn't take the cheesy fireball kill. Feel pretty good about that. And you know what? Since I have no Estus and very little health, let's run back up, try to complete the loop. Some more throwing knives. Very nice. Okay, I would like to not screw up right here. This is bad. This is bad. I don't want to go up towards the dogs because they will definitely take me out. Get that hill off. Hopefully by the time I get up here, it'll be enough to at least survive one hit from the dogs. See where they are. Wow. Wow. That was unfortunate. Okay, at least want to get up close to the fire so that if and when I die, my souls will be there. I think I got lucky. Did not aggro the dogs. Excellent. Winning strategy there. I'm going to go ahead and warp back to the other bonfire because there's a couple things we can do there before we go finish up the area. Okay, the first thing I want to do is see if I can get really, really lucky. Pick up an early Helm of Avarice. For some reason I like to poke them first. Oh my god, that's amazing. I have the urge to do what the kids do these days and scream, "Let's go." That's what I would do if I was cool. I'm stoked about that. I would like to thank this mimic, first and foremost, for granting me this blessing. I would like to thank all 7 of my starting luck, I think it is, for doing the absolute most. That makes me real happy. I'm telling you, I got some kind of superstition about if you poke it before you throw the first undead hunter charm. That's wonderful. I've never gotten that this early. Usually I try to farm for it at the Cathedral of the Deep, but Dark Souls gods have been good to me. Okay, and now let's go get Grey Rat. That's right. I would do the same thing if I was you. Okay. I'll switch even though the Mail Breakers, from what I can remember, pretty trash. Except for maybe on riposts. Maybe not so bad. Alright, and one of the few just true bros, even though he's a thief. He's an NPC I really like in this game. There's not many. They're all kind of sketchy to different degrees, but we'll be back into this room later. I definitely want to do Leonard's quest. Into this room, I mean. And that'll bring us back here. Okay, it's been no time for you, but it's been like 6 hours for me. Since I saved Grey Rat, I had to go do the family thing. Oh yes. Binoculars resolution is nice. I love it. And yeah, now it's late at night. I'm a couple beers in. Things may get sloppy, but we're gonna have a good time. Let's switch this Mail Breaker out. I'm just gonna go back to the longsword for now. And let's go clean this area up. And get to Vordt. And I'm real sad because I was in denial about it for a while, but I'm having right bumper issues with my Xbox Elite controller. And if you know me, and only a couple of you do, you know how much of an evangelist I am for the Elite controllers. I thought they were perfect in every way. But it turns out the bumpers are less than perfect, apparently. I'm gonna have to map my right bumper to the paddle, it seems. It still works, but it only works. Okay, I need to shut up for a second. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, you son of a... Come down here, please. He did it. He did it, and it scared me a lot. Right, I think I got whatever was up there, right? I don't care about that. I wanted the shard that he dropped. We'll see when I drink just a little bit, I start questioning myself on item placement and whatnot. So, okay, I'm gonna rest again, and then I'll save you from that. I'll pick up right here. Okay. Oh, buddy, you just almost made my day. Not gonna worry about that green blossom. Not gonna worry about these idiots here. I'll take a left out here and grab this. Bummer. That's a ring of sacrifice. I don't really need it or care about it. Hey, I said we would talk about the statue. In case you didn't know, and I could be wrong about this, but I don't think I am. The statue is of a young Pontiff Sullivan. I think holding the profane greatsword is not a great angle. Why not? Let's run over here. Which is cool because Pontiff Sullivan is one of my favorite bosses in the game, and as I said earlier, I'm not a lore guy, but I think it's really cool that he has kind of a bigger presence in the story of the game than I, would have once thought. Like, even this area here, I can't tell you why there's a giant war with the Lothric Knights and the Cathedral Knights, or the Winged Knights. But there was, clearly. And there's probably some real cool stuff to be extrapolated from all this, but I'll leave that to the Vatis of the world. You guys can... You know what? I have very mixed feelings about Elden Ring, but one thing that I'm very appreciative of is that Elden Ring taught me to not be a douchebag. At one time, I was one of those guys that thought you had to go solo. You had to do everything mano-a-mano in the Souls games. But Elden Ring taught me that sometimes it's fun to just pull in an NPC, watch them smash things. So that's what we're about to do. See, I feel so much safer. Help me. Albert, hold on while I make twinkly noises and heal my wounds. Lucerne. Can I wield it? I don't have the dex for it. Oh, 13. Wait a minute. Yeah, I only have 12 dex. Bummer. Try out the deep battle axe. Haven't used it yet. We have our first blue Lothric Knight. I should probably actually heal for this encounter. Albert is not a very sneaky bro, but it doesn't matter. He's a smashy bro. Lothric Knight shield, nice drop. Okay. Gotta take this in. Gotta take this health into Vordt. And I'm not gonna take Albert into that fight, so. Thank you very much, ma'am. I will be back, possibly to murder you in cold blood, if I get brave and decide to take on the dancer early. I just realized that Albert is in the Faram armor. Maybe I knew that, but I don't do much summoning. Faram armor, great axe, I think, and I'm not sure. Not sure which shield that is. Alright, you can help me take out these idiots down here, buddy. Sicken. Man. Albert, this dude is punking you out. Telling me you couldn't break his guard with that thing you're wielding there. Alright, pal. It's been real. It's been fun. You got to go home. I still have a little bit of Soul's douchebag in me. I feel like I need to take on the bosses by myself. Maybe that'll change. Maybe I'll try it. Even in this playthrough, maybe I'll use some NPC help, but going solo for now. Vordt is a fun fight to me. Really fun fight. Not that difficult, but just a good fight, good mechanics, good presentation. I dig it. Cool enemy, for sure, and unique. There's not a lot that are his size and have the same kind of movement. Honestly, I think it hits a sweet spot, because obviously the camera is a little bit of an issue with all large enemies, but he's better than most. Like, Dark Souls 3 in general is better, I think, than some of the other games as far as the enemy sizes. Like, to me, Bloodborne, I love Bloodborne, and I have very little that I can say. Ooh, that was a bummer. I have very little critiques about Bloodborne, but one of them is that the large bosses just seemed so chaotic to me. The movement of them is just so hard to read when you're close. That's a good example to me of a large boss. I love this game. To head onto the next bonfire, or to wait. I think I'll head back and wrap it up here. Okay. I'm really excited about the undead settlement. I love that area. But there's a few things that I want to do before I go there. I want to choose a weapon to put a fire gem in. I want to check with Grey Rat, see if there's anything I want to buy. I'm not going to level anything up yet, weapon-wise. Let's see how many Titanite shards I came away with. 8. That's a good haul. But yeah, I'm going to save those. I can probably go ahead and level up a bit. I'll go ahead and do 14 decks. Yeah, that'll do. I don't care about even and odd numbers. I know some people are real particular about that, but for now, strength decks, endurance, and health. And then I'll probably, there's several stats that I'm going to bring up evenly for different reasons. What else do I need to do? I want to do some inventory management. I think I'm going to do all that on my own time though. I'm really slow when it comes to this kind of stuff. I'm going to chill. I'm going to throw stuff in my bank. I'm going to buy a bunch of throwing knives because I really like having just tons of those and being able to use them, without any fear of running out. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to go into the undead settlement. And maybe actually I'll find, I'm trying to think of the weapons you can get early there. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it when we get there. There's a few ideas I have, and I don't know what I want to do yet, but for now, thanks for tuning in. I love you. I love Dark Souls. Have a good one. See you next time.